Hello, this is going to be a reading for mutable signs. Mutable signs are Sagittarius, Pisces, Gemini, and Virgo. I'm going to put Ophiuchus in mutable too, only because of the placement that it's like not always even considered part of the sign. Part of the astrology. I'm not going to be able to get it in the, unless I do a whole nother reading for ether. I can. I'm not going to be able to get it in the elemental readings. Spirit, please give me the messages that the collective mutable signs need to hear for August 2025. Masculine. Nice. We got the masculine energy coming out. This is the more sexual, warlike masculine. Death. And in this deck, death means death. And then we have the owls. This is like the messengers of in the night. And then we have children. I have my hair in 2 buns, by the way. I have the protein treatment. I don't know. I feel like I look like a little girl or something. And I'm not trying to look like a little girl. I feel like a weird when a grown woman is wearing pigtails all the time. It's like, what are you trying to do? Pull out the perverts. Perverts don't want your old ass. I don't know, that's how I feel, I guess, because working in the club, I've been on the borderline of like pushing that limit, trying to be like come across innocent, you know, and it's like, no, you look a little bit like you're calling in the perverts. That's just something I feel. So, as I always say, when my hair is like this, I'm putting protein in my hair or conditioner or something, and I gotta get it. It helps me get all the strands, okay? All of them. What do we have? Wealthy man. So I feel like this masculine, warlike energy is a wealthy man. He might be a little dominant. This always gives me Scorpio because it's 13. I don't know. I just always get that. And then we have death here with the official person. Wow. Of course, death is giving me Scorpio too, and then we have mature man. So I feel like this is a masculine reading. And change. It's something about all the different stages of this masculine's life. This is making me feel like childhood. This is making me feel like, you know, early, like the maiden of the masculine. I don't know what that would be. And the mother, you know, of the masculine becomes an official person, and now this is the crone of the masculine, like a mature man, someone who's very wise now. They might be very secretive. There's some kind of change going on with this person. And then we have the child at the bottom of the deck, and then we have the family tree thing, and I think that this might be a good thing. Lilies are like peace. Maybe somebody's having a child that's going to bring them some kind of peace. Maybe they're going to be able to put into, you know, once people get mature and grown like this is when you're supposed to have kids, when you really want to pass on your knowledge to somebody and push on the bloodline. We have to really stop putting in our heads to, you know, especially ladies, you know, they try to make you revere men so much that you spend your whole life chasing men. You don't, and then we don't look at each other as goddesses, or, you know what I'm saying? We just are always competing against each other for men. And it's such a injustice. It's a huge injustice. We got main male. So I definitely think I'm talking to a masculine energy, which is in the collective right now. We're going into a masculine time, of course, with the age of Aquarius. We have Saturn in Aries. It's just the masculine energy is very favored right now. We needed it because we were drowning. We were drowning. They've really turned the feminine energy bad, especially the black feminine energy. And you have to understand yourself and your nature. And, you know, it's so funny. They're starting to call it, like with this Sydney Sweeney thing about her jeans or whatever, which is so cute, her little ad, right? But they have all these fat black women complaining about it, right? And this is, I keep telling you guys, the astrology. I keep telling you guys, the black women, where I wish, I'm going to post that scene off of It, where they show the mothers of the boys. And the boys, oh my God, it's like you got to understand the movie and what it's saying. But the mothers are all fat and dysfunctional. They're all fidgety and clumsy. You know, that's because that's the negative feminine energy. It's the negative feminine energy. It's the mothers. And it's not even it in the movie. It's the mothers, because they raise the boys and they don't want the boy around the little girl who's sexy. You know, it's like... So again, we got the fat black women complaining. They're all fidgety, all fussy, and they're mad at the cute girl, you know what I'm saying, that has her body together and stuff. I've been telling you that's what they're going to do to us, make us look like the mad black woman. I've been telling you, get your body together, because we are the water. So water, what happens with water is it can get dirty and it gets fat, it gets big, it swells. That's how you know that we're in balance. That's why I always talk to you guys about diet. Sorry, that was my alarm. But yeah, I talk about diet and exercise and take care of your body and start eating right, because, again, water swells. So the white woman is fire. She's fire in water. So fire, what this is about is walking on water. So what do you have to do if you're fire to walk on water? It needs to get dirty, because it's the oil. You know, the oil comes from the water. Once you get the water all dirty and black and oily and, you know, you sweating, the oil coming out of you, you smell, because, dude, I'm trying to tell you, it's negative energy inside, all the fat. That's why I constantly talk about losing weight, because we're the water. And even though I'm all of the elements, really, because I'm so mixed, I'm such a mutt, like literally, for my mother and my father, is what I was told by, you know, the ancients. So it's probably why I'm able to see this too. It's probably why that medicine wheel makes so much sense to me, because I do have all the elements in me. White, black, Asian, different Asians too, and Indian. So, and I've been accepted into a shamanism through my Indian heritage, which is the only thing that can stop the water. See, what happens with the water is that the earth, the Bible talks about the earth opening up and swallowing the flood, right? So that's what happens, the earthquakes and stuff. See, all of this goes together, you guys. I'm going to, on my Patreon, I'm going to read a lot of the Bible, but in a way that you understand and you can see the actual prophecies, because everything isn't literal, it's allegorical, but it is also literal, because the Bible is about the ninth Sephiroth. We're talking about spirit. But if you let these things happen, and they can become real, the monsters and everything can become real. So again, water and oil don't mix. So we're always trying to, as black women, we got it all together on the outside, but as the water, it's all about the inside. And perspiring and sweating and stuff, and black women don't like to do that. Why? Because your hair. And that's part of the curse, you guys. All of these things work together to keep you unhealthy. They do. You don't want to work out because your hair. You don't, you know what I'm saying? Black women can be lazy, and look at what they're talking about as being fat and mad, you know? Everything that I've literally been talking about. Once we get big, and you see that with tarot readers start gaining weight. Why? Especially if they're black women. All women will gain weight, but specifically black women will start blowing up. It's because we're internalizing all of that energy. Whereas white women, they're not, they get up, they run. You know what I'm saying? You see white women running in the middle of the night, in the break of day. Like, they don't play because they're fire. And if you think about the element fire, water will sit. Water won't do a damn thing. It don't want to. It really don't want to. You know what I'm saying? It wants to chill. But it could get dirty that way if it doesn't stay moving. See, we have to stay moving. It's part of our beauty, and it's part of our element. Fire. Fire burns everything up. So it stays moving. It has to stay moving, and it does. That's why white women, they get up, they move, you know what I'm saying? And in order to be able to walk on water, you got to get the water dirty so that the fire can light the oil, you know, because that's what the water turns into, like slime and oily when it's dirty. That's why we get sweaty, and then our sweat glands get all dark. That's because of the toxins coming out of your body. I'm supposed to be doing a mutable reading, but I am talking about this right now. So this is what I'm telling you about black women. The other people are Asian women, are the air. It's about the air. So they need to stay moving too, you know, and they do. They stay moving, and Asian women are very ticky about diet and stuff like that. We, as black women, we're the only ones that's not. And then we watch all these fake body black girls show us how to be thin, or little tiny ladies. You know, we cannot appeal to that. Most of us are not little women. We're bigger women. And you watch a little woman do all this stuff and jump all around, and you can't do all that. That's like asking a basketball player to do the same routine as a little bitty, you know, like as a martial arts person. When a basketball player is tall, they're lanky, their limbs are different, they can't do those they jump. Yes, they jump, but it's not the same kind of workout. And it can't be, because this is what I mean by we're all different too. You can't, if you're a thick woman like I am, voluptuous and curvy, tall, with, you know, big old ass and thighs and stuff, you don't want to go to a little petite girl that's, you know, she doesn't have the same issues as you, and she's not going to understand them either. She's not going to get it. She's not going to understand why your hips won't thin out. Why, it's just not, you have to go to somebody like you that understands, you know, not just because something looks good. You need to start paying attention to who you are and what's for you. I used to have a friend that was very large, and she used to come to me for fashion advice, and everything she sent me was on some little bitty petite girl. And I would just be like, Nicole, you're not going to get in that. I'm not going to get in that outfit. You know what I'm saying? I would not look like, you're not going to look like her in that outfit. You're just not. You have to learn to look at people that are like you, that are shaped like you, and say, I like how that silhouette looks on her. I like how that silhouette makes her body look. Because, and my friend is very top, she got to get her bras made, okay? She's very voluptuous up top, but her hips are a little thinner, you know, whereas we're like total opposite body shape. I'm always been small up top, and well, now I'm starting to be more of like a hourglass, because my boobs are starting to be big. But I never had big, I never got over a B. Now I'm over a B, but my whole life I never. And that's another thing about being a woman. Like, let your body grow. You don't know how your body's going to be. Right now, I think my body is, as soon as I lose a little bit, it's only a little bit of weight that I have to lose, I think my body is going to be the nicest that it's ever been, because I have tits now and they're really pretty, you know? So, whereas before, I always had tits that were always perky, but I don't know, and I really am a person, since I've always not had tits, I've always really appreciated breasts. So I'm a breast person, whereas most people are ass people. I like breasts, because I have never had them, and then once I got them, I really enjoy them. I know a lot of women with breasts that can't stand it, that they have breasts. But I freaking love my breasts. I don't have titties anymore. I have breasts. I have a bosom. I used to have little bee stings, little mosquito bites. But yeah, black women, you know, again, oil and water don't mix. Your cures are always going to be internal. We are always putting on all the juices and berries. We smell great, everything. But that's all internal. I mean, all external. And literally, we have to work internally. So you have to drink the tinctures. You have to drink the oils. You have to ingest these things. It's about your diet. This is something that I battle with. And something that has been really thrown in my face, you know, with me dancing and being a natural woman, I've been attacked for being natural and not being perfect, like some of these girls that aren't perfect and they bopping around looking tacky, you know. But I've been attacked because I was just one of the faces for natural beauty, you know, just not, you know, in the media, but amongst the people. And I was completely attacked for it. So again, this is something that I've had to get over, and I've had to deal with and learn to love myself at every size. And it has not been easy, because I'm a very active person and I like to move around. I'm Sagittarius, you're the horse. You gotta run. You gotta run. Running, it helps your mental, but that's for all black people, I'm telling you. We have to work on ourselves, and we're the ones that don't want to do it. And that's how you know that's what we're supposed to be doing. Because what does the bad spirits make you not want to do? They make you depressed, lazy, mean, aggravated. And that's how we are. And we try to tell everybody else how to live their life, and we need to get our fat ass up and go to the gym. And if we did that, we wouldn't have time. We'd be too tired to be looking at other people worrying about what they're doing. Really. And you'd be too much into yourself. They turned us into a bunch of just complaining, lying ass heifers, and people are going to be tired of hearing our mouth. And that was all orchestrated. You got to be aware of yourself. The Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Oh. Back to the reading. These men are losing a lot of stability. Or this man is losing a lot of stability, this wealthy man. Maybe this has something to do with sex. Three of Swords in the reverse. So sure it does have something to do with sex. Maybe somebody's dying. Maybe somebody has an STD. Maybe somebody in a powerful position has an STD or something like that. I don't know. Somebody's heartbroken though. And this usually has to do with love, relationships, something like that. But it could just be heartbroken because somebody's losing some kind of stability, but we don't know why. We know that this is the more sexualized masculine of the energies. So maybe it has something to do with sex. It's funny, main male is number 1. That's dope. And then after it, underneath it is thief and privileged lady. Something about this heartbreak, and maybe somebody stole this main male's money or something like that. Somebody he was dealing with. Maybe he put a hit out on this person. Somebody gonna die with this death card here. Something's over, but usually in this deck, it means death, like real death. And we have the King of Cups in the reverse. It's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I kept saying Scorpio because of the 13, and I also got Aries. The 7 of Pentacles. Something that this King of Cups is working on. There's going to be some kind of change. Maybe this person has matured in some way with the owls here and the mature man. Something somebody's been working on, this King of Cups in the reverse. Very, you know, this is somebody that'll be trying purposely to break your heart. He's malicious and emotionally manipulative. He tries to play the nice guy, but he's not. We got the 3 of Pentacles here in the world. So something is over. Some kind of work somebody was doing with somebody. That's why this 9 of Pentacles is in the reverse. Somebody was working with somebody. I think it was going really well, but it's over now for some reason. Maybe this person is dying. This has to do with work and mastery. 8 of Pentacles. Somebody is heartbroken or coming out of heartbreak. Maybe a feminine energy is coming out of heartbreak because this masculine energy has been very manipulative. Maybe he realizes he's been manipulative now or something. Let me see. It was so hot yesterday. Oh my gosh. I never got I even felt dizzy. Ace of Swords. There's some kind of truth coming out about this work. And it's making somebody... It's bringing a death to something. It's bringing an ending to something. And somebody's coming out of heartbreak because of it. Because of a truth about their work. And we have the 4 of Cups. Somebody is out in the cold. Maybe this mature man is out in the cold from some kind of group. And there's a King of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like this is who this person was working with. This could be some kind of, homosexual thing going on too. The King of Pentacles is disgusting though. He's the most disgusting of all of the kings to me in the reverse. He don't clean up. He don't wash his balls after he jump out the cooch. Nothing. He's just nasty. And he messes with other people and their livelihood, like their body, their materials, their things. He is a thief, which is under here. And we have the 4 Wands in the reverse underneath this child. I just said that this King of Pentacles could be a child trafficker. I think maybe somebody been doing something for a long time, maybe they're more mature now and they're getting, information that they need to stop doing what they're doing. But I feel like somebody been doing something a long time. They're addicted. Major Arcana here is the World. So something is ending. And something has been big. Like, this is a big thing worldwide. Something worldwide. Some kind of big incorporation or group or something that was bringing in a lot of money. I feel like somebody's going to have to go back to work. Maybe somebody retired or something like that. With this official person, or maybe somebody's going to have to resign. Sorry, this is still a little sticky. I don't know why. The Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Somebody hasn't been very good with their money. They're not well studied. They're not well learned. What's the Three of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles? King of Wands in the reverse. This is a secondary energy, but this could definitely be this guy's energy right here. I feel like this does have something to do with some kind of sexual energy, or just maybe really a bad temper or something like that. King of Wands in the reverse is somebody with a bad temper. They're dominant and they're overly aggressive. So something is very aggressive here. Something might be happening really fast. Queen of Cups in the reverse. I do feel like it's something sexual. With the Queen of Cups here in the reverse, again, it's giving me, like I said, black women in reverse. Heavy, over emotional, fussing, just dirty inside, needing to detox. When you start seeing things in the, like, Jesus. Queen of Cups, we got the King of Cups here in reverse. She's emotionally manipulative. Again, tries to play the sweet role, cries, tries to pull on your heartstrings. The Strength card. What's them people? I'm sorry. Leo or Virgo. So this is somebody being strong enough to deal with this, to go through this. Somebody is strong, or something is strong. This might have been a strong group, a strong business, something was very stable. It's not no more. Why? What's the King of Wands in the reverse, and what's the Queen of Cups in the reverse? Who are these two? These two are working together. Something is ending though, because something is strong, or something like that. The Knight of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, there was no love here. This is just malicious. These people are working together to be malicious, to do something specific. What's this Eight of Wands, the Strength card? Something is happening fast. That could have been enforcing something, and the strength of it could have been, but there's a change here, and this is Eight of Wands is a Page of Swords in the reverse. Something is happening fast, and I feel like with this Page of Swords and the reverse energy, there's so many liars. Maybe these people brought in a lot of people who are very immature and don't know nothing. The Page of Pentacles flipped out early on, too. This is people that don't know nothing. They're just talking out the side of their necks, running their mouth, watching, spying, gossiping. But they're lying and they're immature and they're just like... childish, very childish. The lies are childish. It's just really kind of pathetic. Especially for these two, maybe that's what they were doing. Maybe these lies and things were very strong at first and they were moving fast. Some kind of no love kind of information that these people were putting out. Something about some kind of very malicious messages going out. Something very malicious. Four of Swords. Clarifying the Three of Swords in the reverse, the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. So I think somebody's getting some kind of information and it's not sweet. it's not nothing that you're going to be happy about these liars and things like that. Maybe that's why your money is in reverse. Somebody's lying and just putting out wrong information. The Four of Swords and the Ace of Cups. So there is some kind of love coming in. I think it's coming in with this Ace of Swords. So, like, there's all these lies going on, but there's going to be truth coming in. And again, this is the mutable signs. This is what's going to expand. I feel like this is why cardinal signs are being told not to do anything. Fixed signs are being told to just be fixed in what they're doing and perfect what it is they got going on that they know works. And now we're being told that all of this truth and stuff is coming out. So this is what we need to hold on to. There's going to be love coming in because of this truth. You're going to know what to love and what to hate and who to support and who not to support. And that is love. It's like, look, this official person, maybe somebody tried to destroy an official person with lies and just a lot of malicious gossip. Very childish, too. Makes me feel like it's a whole bunch of men, too. It's like a whole bunch of men here and lying assholes. That's going to come out forever. Because they ain't never going to get rid of all these hoes. And they're going to keep lying and doing what they do because they don't know nothing else. And it's hard to stop doing that. That's addictive. Four of Pentacles, somebody is holding on to something tight. They're going to have to let go, though. I think that's this King of Wands or this Queen of Cups in the reverse holding on to somebody. This official person. What's the Four of Swords and the Ace of Cups? Some truth about somebody's work and mastery. Somebody's an official person. Somebody tried to end them. But they're getting love and truth from Spirit. Four of Swords, Ace of Cups, please. The King of Pentacles. Look at that. So there's a King of Pentacles here in the reverse. This one is in the upright. Maybe somebody is going to get some kind of stability since these people are losing it. I feel like I'm talking to a masculine energy. This could be a pimp and his hoe. He has sent his hoe to you or something. She been lying and everything else. because they want your strength, which is your stability, your things. The King of Pentacles is very reliable, somebody very stable. He has a nice home. You know, you can be really comfortable with him. The Nine of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. Oh, I feel like somebody is juggling. I feel like this King of Pentacles maybe until you get yourself back up, which you're the King of Pentacles, it's going to come fast. You're juggling and holding on to what you have because you're having to defend yourself against these people. Against this couple, maybe you got to go to court and everything. Maybe you got to get rid of this broad. Maybe there's a child involved and a whole home. You know, again, I'm getting the same information. This is why we're being stopped. Because Saturn is going back into Pisces. There's still more secrets that need to be revealed before we can move forward. Aries is the main carnal energy to move forward. I'm not saying main carnal energy, but it's the most forward movement of all the energies. Ace of Swords in the reverse and the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. So there was some kind of lies about your money, stopping it from growing. You got the Eight of Pentacles in the upright here. And this was about your money not growing and these lies. But you got truth here. So you're finding out truth about these lies. You're needing to defend yourself. Hold on to what you have. What other reading was this giving me? Libra. It was like telling Libra to get prepared for something. I feel like the Libra's reading is very, I don't know, I was getting it when I was doing their reading, but since they are about balance, I just feel like their reading is very, that's the reading I'm going to follow. Sagittarius too. But I'm definitely going to take the reading of Libra's advice and put it into my own life. Yeah, this is lies about your work, your mastery, who you are. You're really an official person, and this lying, dirty dick ass motherfucker here with this crying hoe over here trying to make you look bad. You have the Eight of Swords in the reverse, coming out of your head or out of actually being trapped by these people, put in some kind of position where it was hard for you to move forward. And you're coming out of being out in the cold. These people put you out in the cold with the Five of Pentacles. It's in the reverse, but yeah, you are definitely trapped in your head, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Ten of Wands, burdens, putting all these burdens on you. I try to put you out in the cold. Nine of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, you're definitely coming out of your head. You know that this is some kind of conspiracy now. That's what it is. People working against somebody like that is a conspiracy. Five of Cups in the reverse. You're coming out of melancholy. Again, black women, this is what... I feel like black women need to really get their hormones together. Maybe you need to start going into hormone therapy to get your masculine, your testosterone and everything built back up. Ten of Pentacles. Nice. See, and in the end, it all works out for your benefit because you're the freaking King of Pentacles. But you gotta wait. I feel like, or be strategic. Something is going to move very slow and you got to be methodical because you're building a legacy. You're building back. A Ten of Pentacles is a legacy. And these people try to mess it up. The Temperance in the reverse. Yeah, somebody tried to make you look imbalanced over here. Maybe they did have you imbalanced because you were in your head. You're coming out of that though. And again, this is giving me the Libra reading. Balance yourself out. Work on your body. Temperance. I keep telling you, it's the water. Water is about internally. You can put on all the smell goods you want, but if the internal is nasty, all that shit is gonna, you know, just turn into like a film on your skin. 2 of Swords in the reverse. Somebody's made a choice. They're coming out of some kind of, well, I hope somebody, let me see. What's the 2 of Swords and Temperance in the reverse? Oh, 2. The Fool in reverse and Justice in the reverse. Ugh. You gotta be temperate. You're not gonna get justice if you don't bring yourself back together. That's just how it is. Libra reading. Justice in reverse. Something isn't gonna pan out. It's not gonna be fair. You're the King of Pentacles. Body gotta rewrite. Mind, body, spirit gotta be right before you could get to the 10. That's why the King of Pentacles is considered the most powerful king and the one that can actually become the emperor, because that stability, that Malkuth is at the bottom of the tree. You have to have all those other ones have to be, it's crazy how it works, but with the spirit it comes down, but with reality it goes up, you know? So you have to be balanced in order to get things going. You know what I mean? If you're not balanced, nothing is going to stick. And this is also giving me what I've been saying about black women. And it's crazy how all of this came out masculine. And that's the exact opposite of the black feminine energy. The black feminine energy is the most feminine of the energies, even more feminine than the earth. Because, again, the Indian is also an alpha feminine. She's the alpha feminine of the earth. But the earth isn't as strong as the water, you know? So the water is just more powerful. The earth can swallow the water up, though. That's why there's water in the earth. And then that's how the water becomes purified, through, like, the volcanoes and through the fire. So it's crazy. It's like the distillery. This is how the earth works, but this is also how we work, you know? And a lot of us are earth and water. Earth and water. Earth don't want to do shit either. Earth is the only one that is really don't need to really do shit. You know what I'm saying? Earth don't do nothing. Earth is gonna sit its ass right there. If the wind blows the dust, then okay. You know? So most of us are earth and water, and that makes us not want to do nothing. And it just gets you big and fat, and then most of us aren't in the nature or dealing with the earth enough to put that energy back into the earth for it to take it from us. I keep telling you to give your period blood to the earth. It needs to know the 3 of Cups. This is celebration. I feel like this ain't good. This is like underneath this 4 of Wands in the reverse. I don't know. I feel like somebody's trying to take you for everything you got, King of Pentacles, and you need to be on it. Like, it's something that you need to be steadfast. This is giving me the Virgo energy of the mutable signs. Virgo has been coming out a lot. I don't really remember Virgo's reading. But this is a lot of burdens and somebody having to be strong. Again, I'm talking about the weight. 10 of Wands could be weight. 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. You're coming out of the cold, but you got a lot of burdens. Then you got this 9 of Swords in the reverse. You're coming out of your head, but I feel like it's already been so much. You got to work on a lot. And you just got to do it. You got to get, thank God it's Virgo, you got to get detailed and disciplined to be able to get to this. Because you're hurt. from this. You're emotionally hurt. You're mentally fucked up in the head. You know, maybe you got a child with this person with the Fool in reverse and it's just not a good thing for you. You stuck on this person that you got to pay or something like that. And this is giving me what I've been saying about having babies and stuff like that. There's something that you got to build a legacy now with this child in order to keep things from going bad. You know, in order to keep the karma in your name. And this is connected to this hoe with a pimp. Like, you don't know who you paying now. You got to pay a whole lot of people out. So you got to work and make a lot of money. And you're going to be paying and living, you know, paying for the livelihood of this pimp and this hoe till this, you know, baby is 18. Unless you get the custody. You better get the custody. You better show she got a pimp. And this pimp, look, might be trying to traffic my kid. Like, I'm telling you maybe how to get out of something. I think a lot of men are going to be dealing with this. You don't even understand how many of these women had pimps and got with these men. That's one of the whole points of doing this, is to wreck you at the home. They want to mess up the home if your home is messed up, when you go out into the world, it's a wrap. You're going to be messed up. They've been targeting the home, but right now it's like, God damn. They're targeting the shit out of the home and the children. Look, we're here. We're queer. We're coming for your children. Like, that's real shit. And they do come for the children so that they can remold the minds. And if the parents aren't there and invested, because most of the parents didn't want to have damn kids. They want to party and play on the gram themselves. We adults that are children mentally still, because we didn't get this out of our system. And then when somebody is getting it out of their system, y'all hate that. Because you just sat up and let yourself get fat and mad. You know, you can't do that to yourself. This is you. This is your life and your body. And if you can't move around and do what you need to do, that's your fault. You need to get on it and heal it. And it starts in the diet with us, inwardly. And everything is internal for Black women. White women can be more external. Y'all need the smell goods and the juices and berries more than we do. And that's probably what you should do. That'll probably help your skin be more supple and stuff like that. Because I know white women are worried about their skin as they get older and stuff like that. But, you know, Black people, we use a lot of oils and lotions and stuff. We like to smell good, shea butters and all that. We do. We slap it on every day. And that's another reason why our skin is so, you know, nice for so long. Asians, too, they be slapping all that shit on their skin. So, you know, that says a lot. But Black women, we need to work more on our internal. The external will come right into, it'll come right together, you know, if we work on our internal. And that's what I have for you, mutable signs. I hope that you enjoyed your reading, and I will see you later. Peace.